Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Just getting a little tag post here going so everybody kind of knows as they join. Can you guys see me? I'm coming to you live from a car, so this may be a terrible idea. So just give me a little bit of a thumbs up if you're like, I can see you, I can hear you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Misfit Light. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, good. Thank you, Alex. Good morning. Yes, okay, wonderful. I'm coming to you live from the hotel parking lot from Battle Creek, Michigan. So reporting live. Good morning, good morning. Yes, comedians in car making content. Good morning, good morning. If this is your first time joining, if you're popping in, if you're staying along for the ride, welcome to it. My name is Rachel LaForce. I'm a comedian. I'm a creative producer. I got sober in 2018. I had a spiritual awakening in a bunk bed in Aspen. I know, thank you so much. We can't even write these jokes. And discovered that I'm a highly gifted intuitive, as I believe that we all are. And this, my own Course in Miracles, as it were, the Misfit Light, we gather up every Monday morning at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, and we break down another piece of our well-being. I've actually begun to create workbooks for you, so you can go to my link in bio. You can grab the free workbook. It will be updated every week. They're a place for your notes, for your ideas, for your epiphanies. So that was set to begin this week. We were scheduled to be talking about mirrors and the people in our life and the lessons that they mirror to us, the people that light us up. Hell yeah, girl, increase those vibrations and your locking potentials. Congratulations on that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Likewise. So that is what this entire gathering is about. That's what this movement is about. That's what the lifestyle of the Misfit Light is all about. It's the idea that the parts of yourself that were covered up through shame, through being made fun of, through trauma, in fact, are probably your most unique gifts and the things that we want you to shine your Misfit Light. So that's what we break down here every week. So we were set to be talking about mirrors. So if you want to, you can go and download that workbook. You'll have all week to look over it, to see what questions you have. That's another part we'll be building into this. So we'll kind of go through the workbook, and then you'll have some time for Q&A and kind of answer some quick questions. That's not what we will be doing this week. And so, very sadly, but also so beautifully, my grandmother at 99 years young passed last week, and so we're actually, her funeral's today, and we're laying her to rest. So it didn't feel appropriate to cancel, because no, Grandma Marge would have not had that. But also to talk about what we were going to talk about didn't feel appropriate. So we're going to keep it short and brief today, but I feel like this was the message that really wanted to come through, and I think it's really the thing that needed to land, which is the Misfit Light, whatever that means to you, your growth, the work that you're doing. It all feels so isolated, right? Where we're doing therapy, or even in the struggle, maybe you're still in the struggle period of trying to figure out what does this mean and what's happening. And it gets overwhelming, and it becomes this isolated thing. And not so much, right? We hear about people that are like caught up in what I say is like the wellness trap, where it's like they're always healing, they're always doing something, they're always moving. And it's like, I think you miss the bit, right? You miss the point. The point of all of this, the point of reclaiming what is rightfully ours, is to share it. Oh, geez. It was never ours, right? Let's see if they do balloons. Cue the balloons. There we go. There it is. There we go. Right? Back on track. So, like, doing this work is not for us. Yes, it's for us in the way of like, well, hopefully we learn these lessons, we integrate them, and we go and we create the life that we deserve, the life that we want. But that's just the first layer, right? The second layer is the whole point of all of this is to alchemize these lessons for ourselves, is to integrate them and embody them so that we're sharing them with the world. And I feel like if there was any lesson that repeatedly I saw from my grandmother, it was actually walking the teachings. that I don't ever remember my grandma sitting down and being like, your behavior, or did you know? It was never that. There was accountability, of course, and we should be holding people accountable, but that's where we get tripped up, right? We set boundaries with people and they don't really like it. And so then we go off about, oh, you're crazy and you don't have boundaries and, you never went to therapy and that's why I'm the one changing the generational. Have a seat. Have a seat. Okay? Nobody needs that, right? The best way for you to showcase, to teach others is to just do. The power of being in the Misfit Light. That's when I said, this is bigger than me. This isn't about teachings. This is about a walk through life. This is a lifestyle. This is a practice. This is an integration, friends, right? That's why I'm providing these workbooks, because it's like, this is a thing that we just pop on for 15 minutes and I'm like, yuck, and the end, right? And great, what do I know? I'm just sharing with you what I've observed, what I've experienced and going, maybe this is something that will be useful for you. But the biggest part of this is being able to take it, to integrate it, to sit with it. So as we move through these lessons together, as you move through this stuff, what maybe that you are a healer, a practitioner, an artist, right? Maybe you have a dentist practice, right? There are all of these different ways that we are, dare I say, penetrating, all of these different people all the time in our communities, in our homes. And we overcomplicate this work daily. Hourly, all of the time. We make a meal out of anything that we can, and then we tell people about it. Oh, you wouldn't even believe. And then it becomes a story, and it's a thing that we carry with us, and we've got to tell everybody, relax, right? Because whether people are doing the work or not, they're still doing the work, even if they're still caught in their own, bullshit, right? They're still doing the work. They may not be to the other side of it yet, but being stuck in our own matrix is still work, right? I always say, you choose your heart. Whether you want to keep learning the same lessons over and over again and getting stuck in your own maze, or you want to set yourself free. You decide. It's work either way. So it's not up to us. It's not our job to go around and micromanage how everybody's doing the work. And why don't you listen to my boundaries? And if only you understood. And my therapist said. And well, when I meditated, my guides. The best thing that we can do. Snaps. Thank you so much. You choose your heart. You decide. And so much of this work goes far beyond, I've been doing this work for 6 years. I was doing the work a lot longer than that, but at least on this side of it, I've been doing the work for 6 years. And it wasn't until, I think I shared this last week, I did a live randomly in the middle of the week last week. And, I was in meditation and I was in prayer, and all of a sudden, it was this gift where I was like, ooh, we've finally embodied the work that we've been doing for 6 years. I don't say that to deter you, okay? I know that can be seen as like, well, I'm just going to finish now, right? I'm going to call it. But it's more, I offer you that piece, which is like, don't stop because it's hard. Don't stop because you hit something and you're like, oh, I don't know what this is. Or you were using your tools and then all of a sudden you felt like they weren't working. That's when they're working the most. And even now at this new place of integration and embodiment, I'm like, oh geez, what does it mean now, right? It's always just like it's like, oh great, you beat this level of Mario. Okay, now you're just in a new level and it's just harder. It requires all of the skills that brought you to this place, right? That's why video games are the perfect allegory for life and for growth. Because that's exactly what it is. So this piece that my Grandma Marge showcased to me my entire life in all 99 and 9 months that she was alive. And she will continue to show me through the spirit world and the way in which she does when we communicate. But physically, when she was here, it was walking. My grandmother survived, the loss of a brother very young. She lost all of her family and then, lost her first husband early and then lost her second husband. And she allowed her faith. It was never, oh, I'm questioning my faith. That was the thing that kept her going. It was the thing that provided her the strength and the ability to continue to walk and to walk with grace and to walk with love and to walk with what I would define as her misfit light. The ability to heal and walk and share and give and honor anyway. And that's what all this work is about. So when we get to that place, and however you identify a higher power, or maybe you're not even there yet, But, all the time when people are like, oh, the universe is testing me, or, oh, and sure, I mean, we're all just saying the same thing. But I would offer you my reframe, which is, no, you're just noticing it now. Because this would have been a thing that's happened to you a million times and you made the same choice. So to me, you're not being tested. You're now being able to see that you would like to make a new choice. That you see the blessing, the miracle of making a new choice. And the more that we do that, and the more that we make a new choice, and the more that we call in that misfit light, you're calling all of that power and energy back to yourself, no matter what you're going through. Right? No matter what, you're like, oh, okay, there was that trauma I wasn't ready to deal with, or oh, I didn't think that person was going to leave, or oh, didn't think I was going to get laid off from this thing, or whatever it is. And it brings us back to that place where it is easier, and I get it. It is easier to just go, oh, well, this is happening to me, or oh, this isn't fair, rather than going, we got this. I am guided. It is divine timing. And that's not ignoring your feelings. Feelings are different than the truth of knowing that no matter what happens, you are guided, you are divinely protected. Those are two different things. Integrate your feelings, feel those, and keep it moving. That's the other thing. You don't have to make a meal out of it. I mean, that's been the biggest thing for me, where it used to be, if I did something stupid, or missed a flight or something, rather than just going into action and going, okay, how do we find the next flight? It'd be like, I'd got to call everybody and tell them, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened to me and how awful, and I'd have to go through it. Great, you just wasted 3 hours, you big idiot. You could have already been on another plane. Feel the feelings, flow through them, and keep it moving. So these are, even as everything I shared today, this is all part of it. This is all part of what is the misfit light, of integrating your most, good morning, Zoe. So good to see you. So good to see you. Of integrating the things that bring you to that, as a lot of people would identify, a trigger point. What are those things? I realized I was in a conversation with somebody recently and I felt myself starting to shrink. And it was so cool, literally felt like a magic trick, that halfway through I was like, nope. We're going back up. And knowing at any time, again, that's the integration. That is working this misfit light so that you can be an example. And that's what's hard, because a lot of people, spoiler, don't want a mother effing example, okay? They want to stay small. They want to stay in it. Again, that's the work that they're doing, and it's the work that makes them feel comfortable. They do not want to do different. And so they're going to view you in whatever way is most convenient for them. And that sucks, at least for me. I don't know your life. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way that this person was viewing me. I didn't like that they saw what I was doing as insignificant, or that I wasn't important because I didn't meet what they valued or what they found important. And in that moment, I was like, I'm allowed to both acknowledge this hurts my feelings and I don't like the way this feels, and also, beat it, brother, I don't know you. You know what I mean? And that's the other part, where that's also that going back to the video game analogy, where it's like, at any point, when you take your power back, you get more tokens. Like, as soon as I felt myself reboot myself in the middle of that conversation, it was like ding, 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 ding. And I was like, cool, I just got more, coins. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing it. So we're going to keep moving through this every week. And the reason I also create these workbooks for you, not to keep being like, you take my workbook. The bottom of the next level is always the top of the last. Amen. Write it down, put it on merch, I'll buy it. The bottom of the next level is always the top of the last. And that's it, because this work always grows on itself. And so that's why it feels like a test, or it feels hard, because we're like, why are we revisiting this thing? Friends, that's the gamut. That's life. That's it, right? You got awoken and you got a token. Guys, America's favorite husband, Alex Getlin, supporting while watching our 2 under 2 right now in Atlanta, Georgia, while I'm here celebrating my grandmother. But as the sun rises and hits my face, which is so beautiful, it is that reminder of even, where it's like, that's what this is. I was saying I lost 2 grandparents on either side, 3 weeks from each other, and given they had long, beautiful lives, and what a blessing, but still, integrating that grief that close together, that's a lot. That's a lot to manage. But it was that same thing where it was like, life does what life does, which is happen. So just let it happen. Integrate it. Move with it. Because when we resist it, and that's where our bodies, we get all out of alignment and we have that disease and all these things are happening because we don't want to feel it. We don't want to integrate it. And the more that we can move with it, and we can not be scared of those big waves or those big emotions or those big things, we can just move through it. We can walk in light, and we can trust that our misfit gifts, the things, the way that we choose to walk through the world, and even all of us that are on the same page of the way that we want to walk through the world, the things that we want to do, right? We're all still going to do it differently. The things that we see as like, priority, or the way that we want to walk through the world, or the way that we see it, the way we give these gifts, right, are all going to be different. But the value of them is the same. So that's the biggest thing I want to leave you with, which is no matter where you are in this game, as it were, how can you embody it more? How can you double down on it more? How can you trust that your example, because even when it's the example that other people don't like, and in fact, they will remember that more, right, than the example of somebody that they're like, oh, that was so great. Because things that get under our skin stay with us just as long, if not longer. And the more that we rise up within ourselves, the brighter and brighter that we get. And so that is what all of this is about. And with thinking about what I want to say today as we lay Grandma to rest, and I was thinking about that I always think of the song that we would sing at Vacation Bible School with my grandma, This Little Light of Mine, which is, just like a small little song for kids, but it's so true of like, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And it's exactly that, which is like, shining your light doesn't mean you have to be like, hello. It doesn't have to be this big forceful thing. And in fact, it's better that it's not. It's just example. And the more that we do it, and again, like I said, where we think that this healing, going back to where we started as we wrap up now, like the things that we get stuck in this loop of healing and how we're going to do it. And we're integrating this, and then I got to get my green juice in, and all of these things where it's like, maybe it isn't about you. Hopefully it's going to serve you, and it's going to make you feel good, and it's going to be all of those things for you. But ultimately, that's not what it's about. It's the ability to show that to other people. And then even the way in which we look out at the world shifts, and our hards become easier, and choosing what hard we want becomes easier because we're now operating through a different lens, right? Our virtual reality, so many allegories, wow, how could she do it? Becomes different. So that's what we're here to do. And I just wanted to leave you with that today. I know it's a little bit more of kind of the overarching, but I will be back next Monday, same time. We're going to be talking all about mirrors and the people that are closest to us. I say this a lot. People are always like, I don't know, I'm lost, I don't know who I am. And I say, tell me about the 3 closest people to you, and I'll tell you exactly who you are. Because the people to us often, I find, if I'm getting on my husband about something, if I think about it long enough, it's probably because it's something that I need to hear. And I don't like that. I don't like that, right? And, even like in my work and with other things and seeing things with my parents and re-navigating those relationships, and I'm like, oh, these are all for me. They're all for me, which is why anytime I'm sharing, lessons or things like that, and people are like, oh, I needed to hear this too. I'm like, yeah, because we are all mirrors to each other. We are all, the universal truths are hidden in the specificities of our lives. We're all just doing the same thing. We all want the same things. We may just be getting there differently, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about. So go download the workbook. She said it. That's on record, y'all. You're welcome, Alex, from me to you. But it's very true. So you can go and download that workbook, so you can go ahead and work through it if you want. It's there so you can walk through it. So next week, as we go through it, that again, if you have questions, there will be slowly integrating this Q&A portion. We can walk through it. And then again, that link will be active. So every week you can go up to my link in bio and download that. I'll also be featuring content. So if you don't routinely see my posts and things on Instagram, I think you can go and hit favorite so that it'll always show you when I have a new post. And then that way there'll be where if you just type Misfit into the comments, it will auto DM you the workbook. So you can do even less work, and I'll be doing even more, making it easier and easier to shine that light, baby. You know what I mean? All right. From me to you in the car parking lot of the hotel. If you can spare some prayers, some love, some light, send it my way to Battle Creek, Michigan today. It is going to be a sad but beautiful, beautiful day. And wherever you are, I'm always with you. You got this. We need you. God, do we need you? You know what I mean? So keep doing the work. Stay out there. Stay in it. Stay light. Love you, mean it.